Gotcha. I think you're dead. Come on. Nice. Nobody else? Alright, Ferdinand, I'm coming, buddy. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Nobody around here to help me either. Of course. And those bombs weren't even all that close. I'm sorry, Ferd. I can't get to you, buddy. I got vultures hovering over me. Anybody? No. Just rocket me. End my suffering. Oh, this thing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the M36B1. This is the Italian Tier 4 tank destroyer. I'm finally working on the Italian tank tech tree. The M36B1 is one of those tanks I was really looking forward to because I really like the 90mm cannon that it comes with. You know, pair it with the M82 APHE shell, and you've got a really lethal combination. Or so I thought. The M36 really suffers from the stock grind. It really holds back the M36. Completely stock, the M36 it's sluggish at turning. The cannon fully upgraded is great, but as stock, it's very inaccurate. And the stock AP shell, it just leaves you with more assists than you do kills. So when I got the M36, I had some success, but honestly, the first couple of matches, I played about a dozen matches or so, and I just had to take a break. I had a terrible win rate, I had a terrible kill to death ratio, so I took a break, played the Battlefield Engineer event, came back from that, played some more. I actually took the tank into some arcade tank assault matches to speed up the modification grind, and I had a lot more success after that. Because then I had the M82 shell, I had a more accurate cannon, I had engine upgrades, and the M36 just felt completely different. It was much, much better. My kill to death ratio literally doubled. My win rate more than doubled from 22% to 46%, which I admit, it's still not great. But right now you're dealing with, shall we say, some challenging German teams. Italy gets paired with Germany, and right now Germany is completely flooded with VFW spam because of the engineering event. And you're seeing a lot of people using the VFW on maps where, frankly, they would be better off taking either the Panther or the Tiger. Now, teams aside, the M36 it still suffers from two problems, even after you get it fully upgraded. And I do have my M36 completely upgraded. The first is it's an open-top tank destroyer. This makes it incredibly vulnerable to aircraft and artillery. It doesn't take that much to either see your entire tank crew wiped out, or just even your cannon breech disabled at a crucial moment. The second issue with the M36 is actually the chassis. It uses a Sherman chassis. The Sherman had its time, and frankly, I find the Shermans to be pretty good tanks early on in the game. But when you get to 6.0, 6.3, etc., the Sherman kind of starts to lose its edge. It's an outdated chassis, and even upgraded, the M36B1's suspension has proven to be frustrating to work around. Sudden stops and starts cause the gun to bounce wildly. When you try to compensate for this, you often end up getting disappointed, to say the least. It just doesn't have a stabilizer, and that's really frustrating sometimes. Now, with more practice, I know I can get better with the M36, but right now, it's just a little bit of a struggle. Honestly, I prefer heavy tanks and medium tanks over tank destroyers. A while back, I did a tank destroyer week where I took out tank destroyers like the M36, and frankly, I prefer the American Super Hellcat. I love the American Super Hellcat. It's one of my favorite premiums. And so, yeah, I know some of you might think, well, you should enjoy this because it's very similar, and yeah, it is. But the Super Hellcat has significantly better mobility. You're able to flank around your opponents much better. You're able to get to a complete stop, settle the gun down, take out your opponent, and move on to the next guy. With the M36, you're considerably slower. You're not always able to get into a spot and settle that gun down before you have to engage. And sometimes you end up missing out. You end up missing your shot, and it ends up costing you your life because the M36, it doesn't have particularly good armor either. It's just average. Now, if you're grinding ideally, I do recommend playing the M36. I don't recommend skipping it. You may even want to put a talisman on it at one point because it's actually a really good lineup filler at that battle rating. You can get your Obel, you can get your Pershing, and a couple of other tanks at that battle rating, including the premium one, the premium Pershing if you're interested in that. If you're a patient player, you can do pretty well with this, but for me, I really prefer medium tanks and heavy tanks. I'm still holding out hope that the Italian tech tree will be fleshed out a little bit more in the upcoming patches, but in the meantime, I'm going to continue working down the Italian tech tree with the M36, and I think I'll also finish spading the M26A1, because that's a pretty solid tank. It just needs to get some upgrades for it. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this very brief video. If you did, click that thumbs up button, and of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.